Hello friends, this is Charu Arora again coming up with a new topic of class 10th Science chapter 4 Carbon and its compounds. Okay, let's start with this chapter Carbon and its compounds. What we are going to study about in this chapter is, first of all, we will discuss about occurrence of carbon. Second, we will discuss about bonding of carbon, that is covalent bond. Bonding of carbon, covalent bond. कार्बन किस तरीके से कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स बनाता है. थर्ड, हम करेंगे कैसे ये फॉर्मेशन हो रही है कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स की. कुछ कंपाउंड्स हम करेंगे जिसमें हम पढ़ेंगे फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स. ओके, नेक्स्ट हम करेंगे इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ कार्बन. इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ कार्बन की कुछ स्पेशल प्रॉपर्टीज हैं जिनके बारे में हम डिस्कस करेंगे. उसमें से तीनों प्रॉपर्टीज को मैं यहाँ छोटा सा एक बार जरूर बता रही हूँ. फर्स्ट, टेट्रावेलेंसी. सेकेंड इज एलोट्रॉपी and third is catenation. All the three properties of carbon are very important. Okay, just study them with your full concentration. Next, we have to study about the saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. And chemical reactions of carbon and its compounds. With their IUPAC naming. What is this IUPAC name? We will discuss all these things with this chapter. Okay, first of all, we will start with occurrence of carbon. We will not cover all the topics in the same video, but we will cover some of the topics in this video, that is occurrence of carbon, bonding of carbon, formation of covalent bonds, and important properties of carbon. 4 of the topics we will cover in this video. So first we will start with occurrence of carbon. कहाँ मिलता है कार्बन हमको, उसके बारे में डिस्कशन कर लेते हैं एक बार. कार्बन हमको मिलता है सबसे पहले each and every living thing, all living things, or organisms, earth crust, atmosphere. We already know there is a percentage of carbon in the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide, that is 0.03% carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. Okay, all fuels are made up of carbon. Carbon is present in all fuels, that is wood, coal, charcoal, coke, petroleum, biogas, natural gas, and marsh gas. मार्श गैस वी ऑलरेडी नो, दलदल वाले एरिया में हमें मार्श गैस मिल जाती है. ठीक है. थर्ड, ये अभी हमारी अकरेंस फिनिश नहीं हुई है, हम अकरेंस के बारे में अभी भी बात कर रहे हैं. नेचर में अर्थ क्रस्ट में कार्बन हमें किस फॉर्म में मिलता है? इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कार्बोनेट्स. in the form of carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. एंड फोर्थ, फ्री स्टेट में हमें किन फॉर्म्स में मिलता है? फ्री स्टेट में मिलता है डायमंड, ग्रेफाइट एंड बकमिस्टर फ्यूलरीन। फ्री स्टेट में हमें मिल जाता है डायमंड, ग्रेफाइट एंड फ्यूलरीन में। एक बार और डिस्कशन कर लेते हैं कहाँ कहाँ मिलता है हमें कार्बन। ऑल लिविंग थिंग्स या ऑर्गेनिजम्स में मिल जाता है, अर्थ क्रस्ट में मिलता है, एटमॉस्फेयर में मिल जाता है। एटमॉस्फेयर में इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड मिलता है। कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड प्रेजेंट है 0.03%। कार्बन हमें सारे फ्यूल्स में मिलता है, वुड में, कोल में, चारकोल में, कोक में, पेट्रोलियम में, बायोगैस में, नेचुरल गैस, मार्श गैस। इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कार्बोनेट्स और हाइड्रोजन कार्बोनेट्स हमें मिल जाता है अर्थ क्रस्ट के दौरान। और फ्री स्टेट में हमें मिल जाता है डायमंड, ग्रेफाइट और फ्यूलरीन। हम इस सभी चीज़ों को डिस्कशन करेंगे इस चैप्टर के दौरान। सेकेंड टॉपिक हमें जो कवर करना है वो है बॉन्डिंग ऑफ कार्बन। कार्बन किस तरीके की बॉन्डिंग करता है इसके बारे में बात कर लेते हैं, ठीक है। सो सेकेंड टॉपिक वी हैव टू कवर इज बॉन्डिंग ऑफ कार्बन। बॉन्डिंग ऑफ कार्बन मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। हम जब बॉन्डिंग ऑफ कार्बन की बात करेंगे तो हम सबसे पहले डिस्कशन करेंगे कार्बन का एटॉमिक नंबर। एटॉमिक नंबर ऑफ कार्बन इज 6, सो द कॉन्फिगरेशन इज 2 4। With this 4 are valence electrons. What are valence electrons? Valence electrons are those which participate in the bonding. Carbon participate with these 4 electrons to form compounds. Okay, with this 4 electron, what would be the configuration? Configuration should be 2 8. Okay, each and every element want to complete its octet or duplet. Duplet already completed, 4 valence में है, it can take 4 electrons. If carbon, now come to the first point, if carbon will take 4 electrons, if it takes 4 electrons taken, carbon will achieve 4 minus charge. इफ इट टेक्स 4 माइनस चार्ज, 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ले लिए इसने, तो इसके पास जो प्रोटॉन्स रहेंगे वो तो रहेंगे 6, बट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हो जाएंगे यहाँ पर इसके पास 10 टोटल। 6 ऑलरेडी इसके पास हैं और 4 और ले लिए बाहर से, जिसकी वजह से हो गए टोटल 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स। प्रोटॉन्स वुड रिमेन 6 एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स विल रिमेन 10, विच इज नॉट possible by carbon to balance this 6 protons and 10 electrons. Not possible to balance. Okay, सेकेंड पॉइंट पे आते हैं। अगर ये अपने चारों वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को लूज कर देता है, इफ इट लूजेस 4 electrons loses, then it will acquire 4 plus charge. Then the condition would be protons will remain 6 and electrons will remain 2. Again, it is not possible by any atom, any element to disbalance the proton and electron. As we already know, there are equal number of protons and electrons in an atom in the nucleus. So equal number of protons and electrons makes an atom neutral. So the neutrality will be disappeared. Neutrality disappear, which is not able to manage, और बहुत ज़्यादा एनर्जी चाहिए, large amount of energy is needed to lose these 4 electrons, which is not possible. So what would be the result? The result would be it will not form ionic bonds. It will not lose 4 electrons. It will not take 4 electrons. It will form covalent bond. It will form covalent bond. What is a covalent bond? Covalent bond is sharing of electrons. How these 4 electrons will be shared? I have 4 electrons. It will attach, it will combine with some 4 more electrons to form 8 and complete its octet. As for example, how it is formed covalent bond. Let's take the example of methane. See, carbon 4 valence electrons, 4 hydrogen. Hydrogen will come up with its one valence electron. I'll represent this hydrogen with one cross so that there will be a distinction between the valence electrons of carbon as well as hydrogen. 4 hydrogen. 4 hydrogen come up with its valence electron. Hydrogen needs 2. Hydrogen has to complete its duplet and carbon has to complete its octet. So how will this sharing occurs? Hydrogen has completed its duplet. Hydrogen has completed its duplet. Hydrogen completed duplet. Hydrogen completed duplet. And carbon also completed its octet. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. All the 8 electrons have been shared to form a covalent bond and the octet is complete. This is called important property of carbon, that is tetravalency. Tetravalency of carbon helps it to form covalent bond. Tetravalency, most important feature of carbon. We have already stated in the important properties of carbon. Point number 4 में हमने already इस बात को highlight किया था कि हमने tetravalency हम करेंगे. एक बार मैं दिखा देती हूँ. This is the tetravalency of the point. हमने इस point को cover कर लिया है important properties of carbon के form में. थर्ड हेडिंग हमें करनी है फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स. तो ये फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स कैसे होंगे इसके बारे में भी हम डिस्कशन कर लेते हैं. आते हैं फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स पे. तो कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स बनते हैं शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स से. एंड हाउ दीज शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स टेक्स प्लेस. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन H2. दो लोग साथ साथ बैठ जाते हैं और बोलते हैं कि मेरे पास भी मेरा ड्यूप्लेट कंप्लीट हो गया और तेरे पास भी तेरा ड्यूप्लेट या ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट हो गया. लेट्स कम विद इट. 2 हाइड्रोजन come with its valence electrons, 1 hydrogen with dot and 1 hydrogen with its cross. ये हो गया एक हाइड्रोजन का ड्यूप्लेट कंप्लीट, दूसरे हाइड्रोजन का भी ड्यूप्लेट कंप्लीट हो गया और हाइड्रोजन एग्जिस्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ हाइड्रोजन गैस. This is the covalent bond. This is the sharing happens between 2 hydrogen atoms. Let's take the example of oxygen, O2. Come up with it. Oxygen, atomic number 8, 2, 6. 6 is the valence electrons. Again, we will make it like 1, 2, 3, 4. Always the electrons are singly filled, then they are paired. 4, 5, 6. Okay, 5 and 6. Let's come up with the second oxygen atom. एक atom हमने कर लिया. Second atom के बारे में बात करते हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Just like this atom, let's take the example. कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स चाहिए इसको ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट करना है. अपने आउटर मोस्ट में 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स करने हैं. नोबल गैस नियरेस्ट नोबल गैस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन तक लेकर जाना है. 8 इसके पास ऑलरेडी हैं, 2 और अगर कहीं से मिल जाएं तो ये अपना ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट कर लेगा. सो व्हाट इट विल डू, इट विल फॉर्म अ बॉन्ड लाइक दिस. 1, this bond and this bond. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. How do you get to know? First they are singly filled and then they are paired according to Pauli's exclusion principle. According to Hund's rule that you are going to study in your class 11th, Hund's rule says first the electrons are singly filled in their orbitals and then they are paired. So first we have filled it singly and then we have paired them. So these are the formation of compounds. हो गया. 2 sharing हो रही है यहाँ पर. So oxygen will form double bond with itself in the form of O2. Let's take one more example, that is of nitrogen. I am taking the example of nitrogen. 1 nitrogen, atomic number 7, 2, 5. 5 outermost valence electrons. Let's make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Singly filled and then we have paired. Okay, let's come to the second nitrogen atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how the sharing will take place? 3 more electrons needed. 3 these are, 3 these are. These will be shared. 1, 2 and 3. 3 bonds nitrogen will form with itself to form N triple bond N. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. All the 8 bonds are complete with one nitrogen. Second nitrogen already, and bonds are complete with 8 electrons. So nitrogen will form triple bond with itself to form N2. I'll take one more example. That is fluorine. Fluorine. So what would be the situation? Fluorine atomic number is 92727 with 1 electron is needed. Let's make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. All the 3 sides are paired and 1 left unpaired. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is the bonding. Done. Single bond. Let's make it final. 7 or 1, 8. 7 or 1, 8. So find fluorine and fluorine will form single bond with itself. I'll come to the bond of carbon dioxide also. One more example. CO2. CO2 molecule. Okay, let's come to carbon dioxide. How it will form? Carbon. Valence electrons 4. Let's make it 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 oxygen. 2 molecules we are watching. 2 oxygen. They both need 2 electrons to complete their octet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So how these are shared? 2 these, 4 these. Let's pair it up with like this. We have paired up this bond, this bond, this bond, this bond. So carbon and oxygen forms double bond with both the oxygen to form carbon dioxide molecules with its complete octet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. All the octets are complete with carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Both, all the sharings are done, and with all that they forms carbon dioxide. This is called the electron dot structures of some of the molecules by formation of covalent bonds. We have already discussed CH4, methane, and if we have to discuss more covalent bonds, we have to discuss about carbon catenation. Catenation. One of the important property of carbon, that is called catenation. What is catenation? Catenation is carbon can form multiple bonds with itself. Multiple bonds with itself, like long chain of carbon, branched chains of carbon, like this. Any length of chain is formed by carbon to form this covalent bond. This is called long chain. Carbon can form multiple bonds with itself. Not even a single bond, it can also form double or triple bond also. This is a long chain. This is a branched chain. Branched chain. And third, this is a ring chain. Cyclohexane. This is a ring. We have discussed catenation, that carbon can form multiple bonds with itself, whether it is single, whether it is double. I'll give you the example in the next video. And also give the example of triple bond in my next video of carbon and its compounds. With that, I have left with only allotropes of carbon. Again, that will be discussed in my next video. With that, I am finishing up this chapter. With this video, next video will come up with more next part of carbon and its compounds. Thank you. Please subscribe, like and share.